Hello, welcome to my channel, A Piece of Gaia. My name is Lindsay, and today we're going to do a reading all about your inner wolf. Okay, so this is really cultivating that raw, natural power that you have within you. Okay, and I've been getting a lot of imagery of this recently, and I just want to address it. I feel it's kind of like if you watched my elephant video. I have a video that I created all about elephant energy and the matriarchy energy. So we're looking at a similar type of energy, just in a more predatory form. That is giving you that raw form of energy. You know, there's a light and a dark aspect to this, and we're going to really work with that, okay? So I have 3 different choices before you, and lots of information on the topic, and we're going to get into whatever really comes through in the cards, you know? So we have these are 3 different decks of 3 different wolf images from oracle decks, animal oracle decks. So if you want to go ahead and choose one of these that speaks to you, or you can choose one of the crystals if you cannot decide. Also, you can just however you decide to choose is totally up to you. And I will see you in your selected reading. The timestamps are listed in the description and in the pinned comments. Hello to those of you that selected this beautiful card right here, number 17, authenticity in the wolf. Yes, this is one of the key words here for the wolf energy. And then we have this beautiful little blue lapis lazuli crystal. Put that off to the side. So this imagery is giving me very cold, they're kind of the dominators of these cold, frozen tundra-like areas, I feel. I'm feeling like you might be the authority in a specific area. I'm seeing this castle in the background as well, being some kind of like voyaging towards something. I feel like maybe you are up against yourself here, up against something about yourself that you're facing with your inner wolf, and really getting down to that authentic version of yourself. And you're staring it right in the face at the moment. I feel like there's a prime energy that you're really feeling within, and it might even feel cold. It might feel distant to you, and it's asking, I feel, to like keep going, keep journeying ahead, keep that warmth within you. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of give you a little bit on this energy that I was feeling that I got from AI here. Not anything too big, just wanted to research everything in the topic because I just feel like this is widely used. So there's a lot of different things that I didn't want to use anyone else's words, so to speak, but it's the general census of this energy is primal instincts, untamed spirit, and powerful self. Okay, we're working with. And there is this old story, this Native American story that goes along with this as well. The 2 wolves fighting, and there is good versus evil here. And then we have this kind of energy with this battle within you where you're embracing that authentic side of yourself, that raw strength, that loyalty, that unbroken loyalty, and that natural leadership ability that you already have within you, you know, wherever this may lie. And you don't have to be a very aggressive person necessarily to be a good leader, especially in a matriarch. It's better to lead with a very sensitive, caring heart, I feel. And this is kind of aligning you with more of that survival instinct and getting you past that survival in order to really thrive in a community and get like your head clear and be able to make good decisions. And also there might be a need to go to like a negative side when it comes to really dominating your space or being aggressive about your space. And sometimes I feel like we have to embrace some of those dark qualities and use them really efficiently because there is a way to work in the world here. So we have like the negative aspects being anger, jealousy, ego, greed, arrogance, sorrow, and fear, where the light attributes are kindness, peace, love, honesty, generosity, courage, and empathy. Really embracing that inner wolf that is about that authentic purpose in your life. And maybe you've been on this north facing journey, this dharmic journey where you're really pushing with purpose in your life, and you're needing to tap into that true self, those instincts and that will to survive for like a more fulfilling life beyond this, is what I'm seeing. And then there's this leadership and this strength that is coming through, and I feel like it's all about, you know, that mindset, really getting that mindset clear, and that confidence and being able to just be capable to do whatever. And I feel like leading a pack, that matriarch energy, you know, it can almost be what I'm feeling is like body language a lot of the time too. You know, your body language can be super important to your journey ahead. You don't have to say very much when you can assert yourself with your body language. And then some of the practical steps that I found to kind of dealing with these modalities is mindfulness, which is staying present, you know, hearing your inner voice, being able to tap into that place within that's telling you, is now the time that I bring this fierce side of myself out, or is now the time that I am just loyal to the moment, you know? Or do I go with the pack? Do I assume a position of leadership, or am I just kicking back to say, hey, someone is definitely capable of leading the show better than I am, and I'm willing to be a part of the team and take a step back so that someone can lead the way, and I can help them be a better leader by being picking it up some of the speed, or picking up some of the slack I'm feeling from like some of the other people that might be involved. I'm seeing like a work situation as well. So in this also is about nature, you know, connecting to that natural part of yourself that makes you get a little bit more wild, you know. And I'm seeing that like being domesticated, we need to kind of analyze that a little bit, because sometimes getting into that more wild side of ourselves, especially if you're feminine watching this, you know, getting into the wilds of that feminine energy are really going to help you break free of a lot of the repression and things that have gone on for so long. And it's easy because, you know, we have that very soft side of ourselves, so we are a type that can be repressed easily or easier than others. But you know, times are changing, things are changing, so we're really embracing that energy of being able to stand up for ourselves, fight for ourselves and our family, and really be strong individuals in the world. We're going to be trusting our instincts more, listening to our gut feeling, paying attention to those physical symptoms, those signs, you know, those little niggles. And that balanced energy is also present in the wolf. So it's like they really know how to weed out the sick and the weak when they pick their food, and they're very efficient about this because they want to keep things running smoothly. They don't want to kill off all of their food. They want the food to continue to grow, and they work, you know, simultaneously with that. And we're also going to get a message from another deck here that really speaks to the connection of some of the other creatures around us. And then I feel that there's this energy that sometimes in order to find strength, we have to visit and face our aggressive side and learn from that, because there is this very complex social behavior that a wolf has within that pack system, and that kind of energy is like a fighting battle within you as well, right? So, you know, the kind of what it all breaks down to here is just living more powerfully and authentically. And so the consciousness that I feel like we're achieving here also cultivates that best part of that natural side of yourself. So when we can really embrace what that might mean to you, I mean, doesn't mean you have to strip yourself of everything. You know, I think sometimes I look at my evolution, and I used to really be someone who was, I didn't like to do some of the stuff like my nails, or putting on too much makeup, or doing my hair up too much. Like, I liked wearing funky clothes and stuff, but I think sometimes I would shy away from some of those more added on feminine things because it was either just a lot of work, or I didn't have time for it, or I was doing something else. And I feel like sometimes it is important to embrace those more feminine aspects of ourselves that do take a lot of time, that do take focus and meditative actions towards like self-care routines, so that you can get into that more natural side of yourself, because maybe your natural side of yourself isn't doing what I'm doing, but is something different that speaks to, you know, the individual, right? So let's go ahead and look more into this by way of the tarot. We're going to look more about the light side of the wolf, and then we'll look at the dark side. So I hope you are doing well whenever you are watching this video, wherever you are in the world. And at least send you out some good energy to get over whatever you are up against, and to take on those challenges to face your best self. All right, what is the light attributes of their light wolf? All right, the Wheel, the Fool, and the Hermit. Wow, major arcana. So I feel like you really reside a lot in the light energy. What this major arcana is telling me is you are someone who, I feel this isn't really news to you. This is just like a refresher course for you. This is something that you're just kind of beefing up on to face more of that part of yourself, because you've already gone pretty far on this journey. And I see her in this water here, in this freezing water, and I'm seeing that like you faced so much of a sharp, cold side of the world in an emotional way, that you have been able to find kind of this light in the dark and be this authentic version of yourself and live unapologetically, I'm feeling, because you've really been this blessing. I feel this is showing me, this Jupiter energy is, you are this light in this dark place. You are this person that is this blessing to this energy. So maybe we might have a little bit of trouble with the dark, because I'm feeling like there might be, you know, a lot of lessons that we've been going through, or maybe time that we've spent introspectively on our own. I'm feeling also coming through is that lone wolf. And the only way that a wolf actually breaks apart from the pack and becomes that lone wolf energy is when there's a new journey. When there's a new journey ahead, when there's a new pack to be formed. So if you find yourself on a new journey and a new path that you're forging, know that you're not going to be alone for long. You are just a pioneer in this energy. You're the one forging forward. You're the one that has to deal with the rough road ahead, so that you can pave the path so that others may follow. I'm feeling very powerful. It's like you're the wheel spinner. You start spinning that wheel, and then others follow suit. I also feel like you're someone who can be of great wisdom to that authentic energy, to other people when they need you. You're a great blessing to them. See these numbers too as 8, 9, 10. There is this real like progression to the end of this journey, I'm feeling. I'm also seeing the 8, like this card is like the 8 of Cups. When there's that walking away, maybe you had to walk away from something that did not serve your energy moving forward. It wasn't authentic to the emotions that you wanted to carry on with. And since you have maybe lightened your load, gone on your own, made your fortune your own. Ooh, that's beautiful. So we're going to look at the dark aspects of this deck here. What is the sides with their dark wolf? What's the side of their dark wolf spirits? Show us some messages for those that selected group 1. The 4 of Wands. Okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune again, and then we have the Justice card. Okay. So I feel like karmic balance is being restored, the wheel, and I feel like there is such great fortune coming to you. There's something within this great fortune on this new journey. It's highlighting that this new journey that you're facing, that you have to go on your own, and facing this part of yourself might be daunting, because I feel like maybe there's a part of ourselves that was unwilling to accept a level of happiness that we hadn't experienced yet. And there's a new celebration, a new cycle, a new feeling that is coming about that will bring you a beautiful situation here. Lots of justice, lots of balance. It's highlighting that balance again, and going back to that message that I had found about balance. Find strength without succumbing to any aggression. So I feel like the Hermit comes through to say, I've learned through these ways. I no longer find things triggering to me anymore. I no longer see things from a limited perspective. My mind is more open now. My viewpoint is more open now. Things don't faze me. In fact, other people feel a little bit frustrated by me sometimes, is what I'm feeling from this energy. People might be frustrated by you at times because they might want to argue this out with you. They might want to have a confrontation with you, and you're like, okay, let's go ahead. What are your feelings on this? And they just can't seem to push you or push your buttons the way that they used to, because you're on this new track of energy. Yeah, there's nothing that can really faze you now. I feel like also this is showing me that as your fortune starts to increase and you start to feel that more sense of home within your energy, and you may even find a physical place to land yourself that might be different than something that you're used to, or I'm feeling this renewed source from within. And maybe this connection to the relationships that are around you, as far as that community energy goes, as far as that pack energy goes, right? Maybe we are finding a wise leader, a wise mentor, someone who has been able to just say the perfect words to get us out of a dark place. All right, so now I'm gonna get one of these cards. This is from the Wild Child Oracles, and we are going to get a message from the poem that comes with this. So it's just like a poem for you might not consciously be aware, but it is for that subconscious side of yourself. A little message for that inner wolf, okay? And it might speak to you at a different time than this time right now. Currents. Okay. Number 10. See that 10 energy coming through again. Oh, yeah. Currents. The sea is a primordial source of life, calm at times, tempestuous at others. Across this vast blue realm we travel, along and against the current. Some wear themselves without pause, some save their force for better days. Mystic of the sea, be your guide. Even though the tides are raging, weary souls with hope to prevail. Will you let the waves take you home? All right. That is the poem for your inner wolf. We're going to go ahead and see what we are activating here within this journey that you're on, I feel. Okay. So consciousness, the same number as this, number 17. It's beautiful. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Yeah. Just like facing that part of yourself. You're not backing down this time. You're taking this energy in. you're going to keep forward, you're going to keep pushing, and you're going to assume this energy into your reality, into your consciousness. I feel that number 8 also coming through is that infinite. It's like once you get it going, it's just going to kind of take care of itself. It's going to be there, a part of your life. It's not going to fade away. It's going to be just as true as that current. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see what animal spirit of the woodlands wants to communicate with the wolf to tell it a message, what, you know, it's communicating to the wolf. All right, we have the Cayman and Poppy dreams. Okay, your dreams are very important right now. That number 20 is also showing me a doubling of this energy that has come through already. It's really showing that the Cayman is showing this very ancient part of yourself, I feel, within this DNA kind of activating itself and bringing forth some kind of consciousness that hasn't been a part of your reality now so far, but I'm seeing it coming. It's coming in. It's like you cannot stop this flow. You cannot stop this energy, I feel, from happening. And I just feel like once you also I feel this kind of blissful joy in their faces, like really a release, a letting go, is going to get you into that very powerful flow of that energy, a base to step from. I also feel that there is the poppy is showing me this very delicate energy that yeah, I see this kind of individual here is kind of naked, so I feel like this raw naked truth kind of energy coming through, and it's like it could be very sensitive, but that sensitivity is drawing me back to the instinctual strength within the energy of the wolf, and it's showing me that that natural side of yourself is a natural leading ability, that ability to be soft, to be purposeful and authentic with that softness. I feel like the realm of the dreams as well is that very place where that untamed spirit can live. There's this energy where we can become something other than what we are and limited to in our physical being. So it just feels like there's some message coming through. I'm also being guided to say if there is a message about a water, being in a source of water, it's also showing this sense of vulnerability. And you can also look this up if you want. There's lots of messages about the way that you maybe feel, or the way that the water was, or how you ended up in the water. You can look up all these things online. There's many sources. You just have to type it in. But I'm feeling like that might be good, like dream interpretation might be good as well. I'm also seeing that there may be some kind of contract or something like that you're up against here, or some kind of, if there's a situation with a court matter, I feel that this is going to be working out in your favor. This is also showing me that whatever positive energy and strength and wisdom that you bring to the situation, you are going to get that in return. Okay. All right. I'm also seeing that there is a separation between the Cayman and the wolf, and the wolf is very cautious of the Cayman, and they almost have an understanding. I feel like they are the smaller, right, of the crocodilian type reptiles, And I'm feeling like there is a separation between the reality and the dreams. And you're merging, I'm feeling this merge of them coming together and becoming real. Authenticating, I'm hearing authenticating what your vision is, bringing your vision to life. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and look at a message for your dark attributes from this light. Okay, we're going to shine a light on some of this dark and give a message from this deck here. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. I'm hearing some funny. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Yeah, I feel like the real authentic version of you, it's like you need to go on this individual quest. You need to really bring yourself into that meditative moment in that state. Maybe even meditating with the energy of the wolf to really authenticate your vision and bring more of that consciousness to the forefront from out of your subconscious. All right. And on this deck here, we're just going to look at some extra messages here for that. Okay, we have the root chakra with stability and this mudra here. I shall keep going. That is the mudra of life. Remember, I said that in the beginning, right? Keep going. I shall keep going. And security in the throat chakra. And you have a lot of blue in your reading here today. So it says in good hands with this mudra. And then we have, this is the kidney mudra. This mudra is good for the kidneys and has a warming and calming effect. All right, to bring more security to you. I feel like it's like the kidneys are kind of like on that side of the body there. So it's like this embrace, this hug, this feeling of security. Yeah, it's definitely telling you to find more of that. I'm feeling be in secure hands, be in a place where you can go through this, right? Feeling, and also embrace that moment of that lone wolf so that you can authenticate your journey more. It's beautiful. All right, well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me in this energy. And if you feel so called, come out and see me again sometime. All right, bye-bye. Hello to those of you that selected group number 2 with this beautiful card here, the Wolf and the Rose Hips Guardianship. Okay, number 25 card. And then you also chose this clear quartz crystal point. You are being asked to step it up, become a leader, right? Okay, so today we're dealing with wolf energy. There's some questions here in the book that I feel are pretty relevant to your situation, maybe even some journal prompts for you. So, whom can I mentor? How can I be a leader in my community? Whom do I turn for help? Okay, those are 3 different questions. So just the interpretation that I was getting from this card is you are this light in the dark. You are this leader that is needed at this time, that may be singled out, may be the only one that is available for this, because I feel like there's this particular season in which that you're in that you have the right level of like aggression and like calm, assertive attitude. And that together can really be a driving force to be a good leader. I mean, especially if like that anger part can be used constructively to be like the fuel underneath you instead of the distraction out in front of you, right? All right, so today is a very special day. We have a lot of energy about the inner wolf that was coming through just through a lot of the card readings I've been doing, and also just for my own personal journey and some movies that I've watched, and just I also have a cat that's named Wolf. We call him Wolfie. He's all black and he has a little white moon on his belly. He's really funny. He's the only cat out of my 4 cats that will go on a walk with me and the dogs. He'll like I'll go out and we'll go for a walk, and he'll be like, "Oh, you guys are going for a walk?" And he'll just follow the entire way through. And sometimes if he lags behind, he'll call out. He's like, "No, like I'm over here." And we'll be like, "Okay, we'll wait for you." So anyways, maybe you have a pet, a cat or something that or also a dog that is very important to you, that is a guardian to you. I'm also feeling the matriarch energy very strongly in this card that I spoke about. I spoke a little bit heavier about the energy of this whole reading in number 1, and I don't really want to repeat all of that. So if you want to go back and hear some of the beginning of that, you're more than welcome to do that. But what I'm feeling for you here is this more primal instinct, this already empowered self, this feeling of you know what you need to protect. You're going to go towards protecting that, and you're going to do that with a fierce energy. And I would not want to get in your way. I also feel there may be someone, if you are not this fierce energy of protection, I feel like someone is a guardian to you and is very protective of you, and they will go kind of a little bit too far sometimes to protect you. And if you are a young person watching this and it is a parent that is protective, and maybe you might even feel a little embarrassed about this parent protecting you at times because you're like, okay, like, whoa, mom, you don't have to get so crazy or whatever, you know. I mean, I can relate with that. I mean, I visited my mom and my dad mostly. I had my mom watching me most of my life, and she became a very fierce person to, you know, protect me and my brother in life. So I feel like maybe you have that similar situation in your background, or someone around you does. So what I'm in this particular energy you're having to combat is not only that community aspect, because I'm feeling like there's some type of guardianship, like you are mentoring someone, you are like that message that we heard before with the questions. And this is really calling toward that clear-headed decision-making ability that the wolf can really embody. And rather than taking on this like negative aspect of greed or anger, you know, you are embracing that lighter side of the wolf. So the kind of message here with the light and the dark, if you, like I said, if you want to go back and hear all of what I said, you can do that. But what we're going to be doing here is we're going to have the light and the dark aspect of your wolves, because in the imagery here, really what we're breaking through is that subconscious, right? So the moon card kind of comes through with that imagery to show us these 2 dogs, which we're going to say these are wolves, or this is a dog and this is a wolf. It's like the domesticated version of you and the wild version of you. You know, where can we find a balance between those 2 aspects and still be this fierce, powerful go-getter in life, right? So, you know, with also coupled into that matriarch sensitivity energy of the wolf. You know, the wolf is just another kind of matriarch energy. If you had watched my elephant video, I spoke very like in depth about that, and just this other energy is coming through. And I feel like there's a lot of, I know looking at the analytics, there is a lot of women who watch these types of channels, and most of you that have subscribed here are women, so why not cater a little to that energy, right? So yeah, matriarch, that fierce, powerful, feminine energy that can sometimes, I feel in the wolf, it feels a masculine feminine energy. So it's like she balances from being this masculine driven force of authority, but at the same time she is sensitive, nurturing, loving, and she can command a pack to really align, because it's not that she's doing all the work, and that I feel we really need to think about that, because the unbalanced version of the Queen of Swords is what I'm feeling is, this, okay, fine, I have to do everything, and it becomes a suppression that you put on yourself by being obligated. But I don't feel that way. I feel this energy is really finding that intelligence to be able to direct and appropriate the right delegated tasks to the right individual so that everything can move smoothly. So if this is a work dynamic and you are assuming a position of a higher up or a supervisor or a boss, manager, something like that, I feel that you are going to have this very instinctual sense to sense out the individuals that are going to be right for the task so that they can empower their own self, so that you're creating a well-oiled machine is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Great. That's awesome. Love a good management dynamic. All right, so now we're going to look at these cards here in the tarot to get the light side of the wolf. So I hope you all are doing well when you are watching this, wherever you are in the world. And I'm sending you out good energy to help you get through whatever you are facing, and the real bravery to be able to continue on and go out for those positions that you feel are suited for you. I feel like women, especially this day and age, we're really being pushed to lead the way. And then Queen of Wands is like, hello, yeah. Like, of course. Because we're fabulous, because we're amazing. Oh my god, I got chills when I saw that. I've heard, like, immediately this, like, I saw this flame, and it was like I heard, what did I hear? It was like, I have been revealed. Like, I was hidden, I was repressed, but now I am being revealed. Oof, that's, oof. Give me a sec, that's, that made me emotional. Oh, shit. Okay, I feel a powerful emotion behind this. I had to take a sec there. That was very emotional. I'm feeling like there's this hurt that has finally been acknowledged, has been dealt with, has been brought up out of whatever attachments that it's had in order to free itself and reveal itself from the dynamic that it was a part of, and that suppression that I said that I heard. I'm feeling like there's a large majority of women being released from some type of suppression in a very powerful way. It's really emotional. Like, I'm I guess it's hard to know how to feel about this time period that we're in. It's like it's so pivotal in, like, this evolutionary stage that sometimes to really take it all in and be conscious of the happenings is a lot. And I also feel like the the reveal of that, like, it's happy tears. You know, it's like, you're so, like, it's emotional, but it's so happy because it's freeing. It's really freeing. It's this activation of power. Oh, I also feel like it's like the Queen of Wands is the one queen that could use aggression in a way that could be off-putting, or maybe even she uses her seduction in a very negative way because she's trying to be powerful. And it's like she's healed herself, and she's no longer going to be that mistress. She's no longer going to be that side piece. She's no longer going to be kept in the shadows, because she is the light. And then in order for her to find the balance and be that seductive character, but yet not do the acts that maybe have hurt her in the past and got her unbalanced, she had to identify where it was coming from. And there may have been a person in the past that put you on this course to make you feel that feeling of being repressed. It may have been very evident, or maybe it's something that's being brought more to light, and then you're freeing yourself from it because you can actually mourn the idea of it. Dang. Wolf spirit gets deep, huh? You know, they say that the dog is cold, but I tell you, it's definitely not my cat that invokes me to be a more loving and kind individual. It's my dog. It's my dogs. So, yeah. And I love how the one describer of strength and the given all this like emotionality that I'm having, it's like, given like the idea of the type of strength being classified as like a raw kind of strength that the wolf has, it's kind of almost, have you ever seen a dog cower? And how it's like, it really knows how to cower and humble itself in front of the alpha. Well, that is its very powerful strength. It's been able to domesticate itself because of that. It's been able to have and hold its community position because of that. So I feel that maybe you've had to bow down to let others lead, and now may be the time for you to step up and lead. And like this, it's funny because this cat is showing me a balance in the light and the dark. So we're gonna get a message for the dark side here. Yeah, dark wolf coming through. All right, what is the energy and how can we work with the dark wolf here? Yeah, because the dark, you know, me in this energy that I feel, because the negative attributes is sorrow, fear. So I feel like sorrow, like I had said, it's happy tears. It's like this release of something that was suppressed. So it's like, even just like the emotion, it's like I almost felt a suppressed emotion over the fact that feminine energy as a whole in the world is awakening, and that like really makes me emotional. So the Seven of Cups comes through with that, and the Six of Cups comes through with the Three of Swords. What about the Devil here in the dark? All right, in the dark, in the Nine of Swords, yeah. This may have been sleepless nights, hard to deal with energies, just your mind feeling a sense of fog, no clarity, maybe not even being able to make the right choices and decisions because you've been clouded by these emotions and being drowned in, I feel like, a sense of camouflaged nostalgia. Yeah. It's like we can only go there for so long, and then are we reminded by this from an individual that's entering our life, and they're using that to kind of pull the strings in many regards so that we can be distracted from our authentic self, from the side of ourself that should be set free from whatever we feel is a real pull on our energy, and then it's not really helping. I feel like there's this energy of like, you want to help, you want to lead, you want to guide, you want to do something creative, you want to do something energy inspired that creates more energy for others. I'm also feeling like if you want to have your own business, you have a lot of options in front of you. There might be also this aspect of a lot of options in front of you in love as well. And I see you being this very calculated observer in this, because you're like, yeah, that's great, but do you see what I got going on here? Like, are you noticing how much of an option I can be for you, is what I'm also hearing. It's like you are this amazing set of options. Like, you are a full package. You are this complete individual. So don't sell yourself short, is what I'm hearing. Don't give yourself away to the devil that you know, just to comfort yourself. I say it'd be better to mourn the loss of something that was trapping you than be bound by it in your mind for who knows how long, in order to just appease the idea of security. I'm also feeling like it's like you've realized that you stand out from the pack, and that maybe you need to set the stage and be a leader and go off on your own, and maybe you need to also reach into the messages of number one. Maybe you need to also go back and look at number one. There was a message about that, of the lone wolf, because the wolf, when it yes, it's very much about community and embracing the pack mentality, but it is a very necessary thing, because how big can a wolf pack actually get? There are some of the biggest packs. There's I think the Druid pack in Yellowstone I think that's the biggest pack of wolves that there is in North America. But it's from what I've seen, so don't quote me on that. But I do feel like this energy, like, you are expanding. Like, we're not meant to live with our parents forever, kind of thing is what I'm getting. It's like you're supposed to expand. You're supposed to have opposition. You're supposed to feel like you need to go to a different place that makes it feel more like it's home for you. And I also feel like this traveling energy with the Queen of Wands, like maybe there's some more adventurous spirit that you'd like to get into, because you have been confined for so long, you have been repressed for so long. Maybe I'm also feeling like that if this is a divorce or a breakup or something like that, that it's time to get into the energy of being almost really focused on yourself. Feeling like selfishness is not selfishness when you need to self-care and heal and go through those things that are going to get you into where you're bringing out your fullest self again. Maybe there's a part of you that's like, I haven't seen her in a really long time, and now she's revealing herself to me, and now I'm seeing like there's so many more options that maybe I didn't see before because I was blinded by these clouds of this inauthentic version. It's like you didn't speak up in the beginning of a relationship, and then the relationship just kept going and going and going, and then you're like, well, I can't speak now. I've been together for like 10 years. What, I'm going to tell him that I wasn't okay with that in the beginning? I mean, what the heck are we going to do now? Like, that kind of, maybe that is a little nugget there for somebody. All right, so let's go ahead and get you a message here. This is going to be a poem message here from the Wild Child Oracles for your inner wolf. Okay, and you may not be able to identify it right away, but it will speak to your inner wolf, and then it will be a part of your consciousness very soon. Woo. All right, so you got the ephemeral. All right, so here's the ephemeral poem for you. Impermanence is not something to be frowned upon. Heartbreaking elegance exists for the briefest moment. In a blink of an eye, the sun sets, and the blazing sky darken into night. Dark silhouette of the tree under the moonlight starts to emerge, and the snow begins to fall upon its blossoms, wilting, crimson in color. However little or fleeting does not matter, for each passing moment bellies their own unique beauty. Poetic scenery to be witnessed only once. Just because something is transitory doesn't mean it is not meaningful. All right. And our next message here comes from another woodland creature that is speaking to the wolf here. All right, akin to the wolf, the coyote and the datura, deceit. Okay, so maybe we are a victim of deceit. Maybe we are a bringer of deceit. Whatever there, I feel that forgiveness is in order. Release is in order. So the funny thing about the wolf and the coyote dynamic, them being so similar, the coyote just being a little bit smaller, a little bit sneakier because they have to be able to survive and get around and do things, and they have a different pack mentality. They have more also designated times, I'm feeling, for, so I'm feeling like there's a separation of time when dealing with certain things. So maybe there's someone that is more of the night and someone that is more active during the day. Also, I'm feeling there might be someone that is trying to come up and get this leadership position out from under you, but I'm being guided to say that they do not hold the same magnitude that you do, and to not worry about this other person trying to get this position, because actions will speak louder than this person's words. And you have had more of a reputation of being more honorable, more loyal. And if you also embrace more of these qualities, I'm hearing this is where more of your self-empowerment is going to come in, because you're going to have this instinctual nature to combat this energy, I feel. And it's like, don't fall for it. Don't fall for the temptation that it takes to lower yourself to this other person's standards, is what I'm hearing. Okay. All right, and now we have a light message for the dark wolf. Light message for the dark wolf. Trust the niggle. What is the niggle feeling, trying to tell you? Oh, yes. This is those instincts. What are those little untamed spirits within you? You know, what is that natural leadership telling you to do? Are you heeding those feelings? Are you heeding those calls? Are you picking up what this person's been stepping in around you? Okay. And let's get you a message here. The stomach mudra. Oh, there's that stomach feeling. Yep, that gut feeling. What is that? Let's go back to that message here about the wolf's gut feelings. Trust your instincts. Listen to gut feelings and pay attention to physical signals. Yes, so very, very cool. So this is the mudra for that. It says, take a step back, no hassles. I'm also feeling like it's like, stand in your power. Don't let these fools or whatever these people are or whatever's going on that are outside of your pack that are trying to create disharmony, you know, don't let them push you around. You know, it's like also that green color, heart chakra. Be open to it. Be open to receiving any message from any source, no matter how negative, no matter how much of a suck up of a positive energy it is, whatever. I'm feeling that it helps overcome sleeping difficulties as well as pelvic tension. You can support is affected by breathing out deeply and slowly several times. Okay, in the sentence, I have confidence in the mother goddess who gives me her company and warming comfort. Yes, that matriarch energy. Yeah, I also see that in the bee here. That hive. Yeah, I feel like we're all a part of a very harmonious, peaceful, loving hive mind that is constantly being corrupted and like disassociated and disconnected. So that's just like a theory. Okay, I'm not saying that as a belief or anything. That's just a little theory I have, because I just feel like we're all guided to really this one beautiful consciousness, this one collective experience that can be so freeing from the very limited binding kind of painful experience that it can be to be in a physical body, right? All right, so it says the inner home, secure within oneself. Yeah, see this color is aligning with this card here. This card is so sacral chakra. Yes. What does that say? Shakti. Shakti, yeah. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. I'm also feeling doing some type of sacral chakra, whatever it is. I mean, there's many different things. Yoga, meditation. You could even do, I like to do river. I've talked about this before. I like to be by a river when I do my sacral chakra meditation and healing that's very deep. That can, you know, the flow and the bends and the winding, that can be so related to that area of the body. And also I'm feeling like near a warm space, getting into like maybe even hot yoga. If we have self-esteem, I'll give you another one here. I am true to myself. I am valuable and good just as I am. I make contribution to the benefit of all. Yeah, I'm also hearing with that one as an integral message. It's like, stay in your integrity. Whoever is coming at you with any deceit or is in a work situation that is creating deceit, this is going to be found out. There's only so many things that can remain hidden within the energy, right? So things are going to be revealed, I feel. All right. I also feel with this card is being very self-aware of your scent environment. The things around you, like picking up on scents, being very interpretive with that, giving it time, because I feel like there are messages coded within scent, and this is kind of a message that comes through for that. The dandelion in the background of this is also making me feel this carefree feeling here, also with the Queen of Wands. And I feel like there is something that is being released that can make you feel very carefree and light, and make you feel more of that very buzz to your energy, so that you can take on the tasks that you need to throughout the day with very little effort. Okay. All right, well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me in this energy. And if you feel so called, come out and see me again sometime. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye. Hello to those of you that selected group number 3 with the wolf spirit of Turn Your Knowledge into Wisdom, number 67, and the black obsidian crystal point. All right. Well, I feel like a lot of the knowledge that comes from the wolf is through some pretty harsh experiences, and also big complex social dynamics between groups, right? So today we're discussing your inner wolf, your primal instincts, your untamed spirit, your powerful self here. So you're embracing more of your authenticity, your raw strength, your loyalty, and your natural leadership in this energy. So it's interesting that this card gives me this very calm, like assertive leadership energy that I feel like you're moving into, getting past any modes of aggression, that had kind of been more based on survival, and you're getting into more of those positive traits. And I'm feeling like anything that comes up about anger, especially, you're going to be taking another look at that. And the blue eyes are showing me here that you can talk things through. There's going to be some talking things through. I also feel like this energy of just sensing and knowing of the right people to be around, because it's easier for you to identify through just body language, because a wolf is really about a lot of body language here. The biggest thing here that I'm really supporting is the matriarch energy, because I feel that that came through with the message from the elephant spirit that I did a little while back. If you watched that video, and it really talked heavily about the matriarch energy and clearing out the unnecessary blockages that we have with that, and how, a lot of women, I feel, were more in this energy of coming together in the right way, coming together in an authentic way. And even if that might mean that we do things that may not look completely authentic, maybe some beauty styles or some beauty things, not everybody has the same idea of what it is to be feminine, I feel. So there's this acceptance I'm sensing more with, because the feminine energy is a very accepting energy as well. But also it's very defined, as in it wants, I feel like with wolf spirit, she wants to define who is right for the job. I had spoke a little bit about this in group 2. So it's like there's this energy of delegating the power to the right individuals in the right circumstances, so that we're efficiently working as a team. And then the leader of the team isn't pulling all the weight. She's actually being a good leader because she can identify who's going to be good at their job, and they're going to enhance being good at their job just from their raw natural instincts and abilities. And you being maybe someone who's identifying this, I feel, because there's something about leadership here with the wolf. And I really spoke on this, and I feel like this is a very predominant energy. This is probably why I'm even guided to do a video like this, is that the feminine energy is on the rise. And we have to be very strategic in how we rise. And especially us very sensitive individuals that maybe have been repressed under patriarchal energy, which is most of us, right? So I feel that there is this very cautious and meaningful and purposeful steps forward that are going to be happening. So this reading is really designed to put towards that balanced energy that is going to be coming forward with the feminine matriarchy energy, you know, regardless of my country specifically entering into that at all. I mean, right now we're still in a patriarch, but there is, I feel, a balance to be had within that we are starting to facilitate. And there's so much politically that has to happen before any real change happens, and I'm not real big on that. I'm not going to go into anything like that. You're welcome. But I just really, what I'm feeling and sensing is for us as women, that repression, that hold over what we had knowledge over, I feel, can now be released, can now be felt, can now be something that is more mainstream than being in the shadows, because I feel like it was repressed, it was hidden, it was in the shadows, because if it were really to be brought to light, how good it would be to be in that energy, no one would want to be in a patriarch energy. Not really. So, I mean, there is harsh sides to the matriarch energy, of course, just like light and dark, and we'll get into those aspects of your inner wolf. But really what I'm feeling here is this coming together of the feminine energy. And especially for you guys that chose this group, I'm feeling that you may be the change makers. You may be the people who stand up for the smaller person, who stand up for the woman who doesn't have a voice, who stand up for the person who can't speak for themselves because their repression is so great. Yeah. And I got emotional in group 2. So I'm definitely feeling that too. Like, I feel like there's definitely an emotional energy to this, because it's like a long time coming, and it's just like finally, it's like happy tears, but it's like also a little sad, because it's like, why, you know? Why did that have to happen? But it's like, I think of it like the dormancy, you know, period of time. It's like with the wolf energy, they know when times are going to be tough, and their digestive systems are designed to deal with abundance and the opposite, famine, or they're designed to deal with lack. So let's say, you know, during the winter period of time, you know, that's actually one message that should have been a little coming through for group 2, because they had the Cayman woodland creature as their ally. And so yeah, I feel like there is this aspect of being able to understand abundance and lack, you know, because of the seasonality of it all. Like, it doesn't have to be abundant all the time in way of, let's just say, like, if something is to be made special, it doesn't mean that it has to be readily available all the time. There's the message. That's what's coming through. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and break out this deck here for the light attributes of your light wolf. All right, so I hope you all are doing well today and having a lovely day wherever you are in the world. And I send you lots and lots of energy and love and empowering your feminine energy to be able to definitely feel your surroundings more. I feel like that's the biggest thing, is for us to just be smart about the energy, because it's very quick to get pulled into the aggressive side of the wolf, right? And that patriarch energy, when it is up against huge opposition, a wolf will defend itself. So that inner wolf is coming through to say, when you are up against those situations, it's like, use your knowledge to detour you from using your aggression negatively. Use it constructively. Use it as that fuel underneath you that pushes you, that empowers that passionate side of you instead of triggers those more instinctual and survival tactics that happen that get us into trouble, or just flat out not good for our social dynamic. All right, what are some light attributes for those that selected group 3? Alrighty then, you are my Queen of Cups, my water babies. Alright, the intuitive ones. You are wading through those intuitive waters. You are feeling out those feelings. You are surrendering to those feelings. That empowerment comes from a very sensitive place. That is, that is very, very good. This is so cool because, the main part of strength is really allowing that sensitive side of yourself to be revealed. As in, you are not afraid to reveal your underbelly, I'm seeing for the wolf, to those around you that are meant to disrupt, meant to cause a disruption. I feel in order for you to maybe gain more awareness, more wisdom of the situation, more knowledge of what you're up against, because we often build castles on sand. We often build castles on sand. But then the butterflies here in this imagery is showing me there's this power of transformation that can transcend all realities. So whatever mode of reality that you feel like that you are in right now, whether there's this abrupt ending or there's this very shocking awareness of your reality because you tapped into something. You're tapping into something that is becoming a little bit shocking to you. Maybe even just this reading alone, you might feel that feeling that I'm feeling about that poll of how the feminine energy is on the rise and how it is so important for us to maintain this even balanced energy. And some of us are the holders of this extreme emotion, the emotion that needs to be tamed, the emotion that if an untamed spirit releases itself, it can become aggressive, it can become unpredictable, the environment can become chaotic because we are creating so much change in the world. So it's very important for us as individuals to maintain our poise, right? This is also a card of knowledge and achievement, and I'm feeling in this, it's like a circle of awareness, a circle that protects you now of where your joy cannot escape, because there's this new level that you've achieved. And that awareness is disruptive, maybe even to others around you. It creates a havoc in the consciousness of others around you. How, with this information, when you translate it to others, will it disrupt or change the power dynamic of the world? Like I had said in the beginning, you guys are the change makers. So I feel like if there is any change to be done, it's first for us to identify the issue and feeling it out, really actually feeling it to know what change needs to be taking place in the world. This is your light worker energy. This is putting forth a team of light workers in the world. I'm feeling like you guys are doing the work, really doing the powerful work to disrupt the dynamic and to set the world in the right order with harmony. Because that matriarch energy really wants that harmony, that they, there's only certain reasons that war should be an issue, I feel. And we live in a world where we constantly have to justify what that might mean, and while we're creating more and more war. And in the, under the disguise of advancement, I mean, you could throw out your theories, give me the best ones, give me your best shot. But I guarantee that, all of when it really comes down to it, most human beings would like peace and comfort and security and order and an abundant life and not scarcity, and a cooperative, helpful community over disruption and chaos and extreme change because we built it the wrong way to begin with, right? It's like, well, let's build it the right way this time. All right, so let's see more of the dark aspects here with this deck. With your dark wolf. All right, dark wolf spirit, come through. Show us the messages. Let's get that elusive side of yourself out. Let's see what it is. All right. And that is the I'm going to say this is the Queen of Swords. It's kind of up to interpretation because there isn't pictures aligned with the meanings in the book, so it's kind of up to me, I guess. And I'm seeing King and Queen, but it's also because I think the Queen of Swords in general is a masculine type energy. Okay. Well, we're gonna keep it pushing. All right, that is the Sun card in reversed. The Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Right away, what I heard from these two cards right here is we might be in a mode where we're afraid to accept the happiness into our life. Maybe our wisdom has made us cynical. Maybe our wisdom has made us closed off. Maybe we are using our wisdom as a weapon and instead of a tool. I'm also hearing that our words, we might be using our words in order to connect with a more pessimistic side of ourselves that may be slowing our progress down. But I feel like that might be, inevitably positive, because I feel like, so much of a negative, it's like it leads to this positive energy. I'm going to add a personal example onto this, and I apologize for those of you don't like that I do this, but this is the way I work. So I have felt for years like I've rejected holidays. I've rejected just really having any like parties or anything like that, because I never really I just feel like my family was really into that kind of stuff. And then when I rejected like Catholicism and some other things, that kind of just all went along with it. And only recently this year, where I say that I have had a few hard times, like I had surgery and my dog died this year. So I feel like there was a few things that I was like, are reasons why I may want to get to a sensitive, softer, more celebrational time. And yes, I do a lot of ceremonial things and I talk about healing and all this kind of stuff, but I am not really someone who gives into the commercialized version of the holidays. And if you know about that, of course, everybody should know there is so many holidays, it's like they're not even special anymore. The whole aspect of a holiday or a special event is because it's special. But if you have one or two or more on every single day of the year, it really makes things not special anymore. And it's just cluttered with like all these events that now are starting to feel like you have to like honor all of them, meaning there's lots of time spent where you don't know what's going on because you can't communicate with people because you're like honoring what like their holiday they're going through. Okay, that's a side message for someone, because I feel like I'm feeling frustrated about that. But my whole message was that it's like, I'm gonna do it on my own time. I'm gonna do it my own way. And if I want to celebrate Christmas and have a tree, which I haven't done, I don't know how long. It's been over 15 years. Let's just say that. Over maybe 20 years. Yeah. So, you know, and I felt like I wanted to celebrate. And I always celebrate Halloween because, you know, I love Halloween. Everybody loves Halloween. It's fun. It's fun. But the other holidays I've felt a little more hesitant toward, just because of the heavy religious connotation. So I just recently have felt like I'm ready to embody the joy of that and not the negative side of that. So I'm feeling like I'm letting a lot of the stuff go about it that I don't like, and I'm not willing to accept that into the energy of what I'm now going to produce. So I feel like maybe there's this stage or this phase that in this time period that you've passed through where you've let yourself honor what it is about you that was a very pessimistic side. And maybe this time for a disruption, it's time for a change, it's time for you to start seeing things in more of a light-hearted, energized way that can put forth more progression towards some things that can be more intuitive promptings. I'm feeling with the wolf spirits telling me, like, relying more on those intuitive instincts. And I feel like that way there's this more revealed truth. And I'm hearing naked truth because of the original depiction on this card. This naked truth about you that's being revealed. This very feminine energy, this receptive energy. And I'm feeling like a key holder. This is the key holder as well, the Knight of Pentacles. So I'm feeling that there's some financial aspect that was coming full circle. I'm seeing the circle behind her. Something is coming to fruition, full circle, a position to be held. I'm also seeing this as there's an important meeting up of two similar but very different feminine energies. I'm also seeing a light and a dark side, maybe them completing each other, being more, maybe one is a little bit more about the material world and one's more about the spiritual world, but she's delving more into the teachings of the material and vice versa. There's a lot you can learn. I'm hearing there's a lot you can learn from this individual. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get you a poem card. This is from the Wild Child Oracles, and I will read a poem out of the book from this for your inner wolf. Okay, you got our door. Okay, number 3. Passion is a dangerous delight, the inner fire, the font of power. It is a fate worse than death, to have such flame extinguished. But like pine needles on the forest floor, there thousands and more lies await. If at once combust, untamed fire consumes. Passion is a dangerous delight. It gives, it destroys. Keep it brightly lit. Hold it with respect. Be the master of your fire. Whew. And we're done. No. I should have saved that for the end. All right, and then the next card here is going to be a woodland creature communicating with our wolf spirit. Okay, we have the ladybug and sweet pea happiness. Yes. Oh. Yay. Okay, so right back to that message, you know, it's communicating happiness. It's like we don't have to be this stubborn, stern power of, you know, like there's a way to wield power and responsibility and leadership in a very tender, sweet, loving way with a smile on your face instead of a frown to, you know, I feel like a frown to bring them down, a smile to embrace them. And then we have a light message here for the dark side of our wolf spirit energy. Okay, we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. And I want to give you 2. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Hello. This reading is totally about that, so awesome. And then also, what is activating within these situations that you're being a part of, this leadership, this knowledge? What is some of the energy here being activated within your inner wolf? Authority. Oh my goodness. Wow. Number 10, the frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is power directed and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. Ooh. Choo, 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 choo. This is a crazy reading. I am loving it. Right. And some mudras here for your inner wolf. Okay. So this one here, tolerance, be generous. This is the... I also feel like I heard when this came out, it's like, be generous, because your generosity is also a release of tension that is held within that can cause stress. Whoa. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. I've never heard that before. Okay. Shell mudra. This one here. With intuition, deep down, you just know. So that sacral chakra and that solar plexus chakra coming through to say, to be this authority, this activation of this authority, be tolerant of others, be generous, be accepting. It's also letting in more knowledge and opening up that mind helps us have more open perspective to be the best leader that we can be, because then we see all angles and all possibilities in front of us, and also just ways to understand how to have more generosity, because it's just so amazing that there's so much diversity, right? It's, you know, if we were all the same, how boring would that be, right? So yeah, your intuition is really powerful right now. I was feeling that already. So deep down, you just know. It's also saying to be confident in that with this color coming through. Be confident that you do know, you know? Yeah. All right. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you feel so called, come out and see me again sometime. I do this every Saturday. I upload at 6 p.m. Central Time. Well, have a lovely rest of your day. All right. Bye-bye.